of having your life poisoned by toxic thoughts, of being held hostage by those inner voices, I want to encourage you to keep listening and stay open. Whether or not you consider yourself a Christian, I promise there are truths in these pages that will work if you put in some effort to apply them. As we walk through this important topic together, I want to show you how you can change your thinking and transform your life. In part 1, we'll examine the battle for your mind and how you're really not alone in your thoughts. In part 2, you'll learn how your brain works and see how to rewire it. In part 3, you'll discover how to reframe your thinking and redesign your mind around new thoughts. And in part 4, you'll become equipped to identify your mental triggers and to overcome them through prayer and praise. Following each chapter, you'll find an exercise that will lead toward the renewal of your mind. Then, at the end of the book, we'll envision your new life. You'll see how you can live free of anxiety and negativity, while also experiencing the joy and the peace that come from knowing God and living in His truth. Now, if you're skeptical, that's okay. Believe me, I get it. We've all tried unsuccessfully to change the bad habits and force our runaway trains of thought back onto the right tracks. But this time, you're not alone. You're about to discover that God will team up with you to transform your thinking. And I'll be your guide to walk with you as you start this journey. With God's help, you can transform your mind. You can stop believing the lies that hold you back. You can end the vicious cycle of thoughts that are destructive to yourself and to others. You can allow God to renew your mind by saturating you with His unchanging truth. You can let His thoughts become your thoughts. With that opportunity, let's circle back to our opening statement. Our lives are always moving in the direction of our strongest thoughts. What we think will shape who we become. If you agree with that proposition, and remember, both the Bible and modern science say it's true, then it's time to change your thinking so God can change your life. Part 1. The replacement principle. Remove the lies, replace with truth. 2 Timothy 1:7, New King James Version. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Chapter 1. Perception is reality. My friend Kevin served on our church staff as one of our pastors for close to 20 years before retiring. Way back in the early days, our staff used to play a game called Capture the Flag in our storefront church offices. We occasionally got violent as players tried to seize the flag, but because we were ministers, of course, it was a holy violence. Eventually, however, 2 people ended up getting injured, so we had to establish some guidelines. One of those rules was no attacks before 8 a.m. I tend to get to work early, and one day I showed up around 7 a.m. and began walking around to my office, and my spidey senses went off. Something wasn't right. Suspecting a threat, I threw open a closet door to find Pastor Kevin hiding. I don't know if he'd spent the entire night in there, but his plan was to wait patiently for the surprise attack at go time. But thanks to my superhero ability to detect danger, I thwarted his plan. I was so excited that I slammed the door shut, wedged my foot against the bottom, and yelled triumphantly, "You're gonna spend the rest of the day in that closet, Kevin!" I grabbed a chair to secure my prisoner. Chuckling maniacally, I said, "I'm putting the chair under the doorknob." But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get the chair to fit. And because I couldn't move my foot from the door, there was nothing I could do to lock Kevin in the closet. Fortunately for me, I realized that he didn't know that. He believed me. So, with all the fake confidence I could muster, I sold it. "There's now a chair under the tired." of having your life poisoned by toxic thoughts, of being held